Ladies, you are so over being single, and I get it. But you also don't want to keep attracting weirdos or guys that seem awesome but then ghost you, or that seem interested but then don't really have that commitment factor, or you just haven't really been in the game at all and are just home alone. I get it. But listen, if you are an amazing woman, if you are ready to call in your partner and have a partner that's actually committed, that's actually awesome, that you can actually start a life with, this video is for you. Now, it actually blows my mind because I have so many incredible friends that are single and just can't seem to meet people. It blows my mind. But on the other side, I also, being that I have 3 brothers and many male friends and many male clients, I hear so many stories of things that women are just doing all wrong. And so from that, I decided to make this video. Because the honest truth is that we are social creatures and we are meant to find our partner. We are meant to couple. We are meant to build a life with somebody. And I know this from personal experience. I was single for a very, very long time. I did years of celibacy. I did all sorts of things. And nothing has been more fulfilling than finding my partner and marrying him immediately. Locking that in, and we have an amazing marriage. It's been 5 years now. If you want to see the video on how we met, I'll link that below. But this all to say, partnership is important. And one of the issues that we're seeing right now, especially in Gen Z, but also millennials, just in our world, is that people aren't really coupling up. People aren't really dating. They're not really out there. And there's a lot of social issues why that is. And we can blame social media and the internet and the culture and COVID. But the truth is if you want to find a partner, and if you are a woman, there's a couple of things that you want to start doing and a couple of things that you want to stop doing. So I'm going to start with the things you want to stop doing. The first thing, ladies, is you have to stop being in your masculine energy and chasing these men, okay? Don't DM them first and reach out and start to chase them. Don't ask them out. Don't follow up all the time. Don't tell them after a date how much you loved it and how much you enjoyed it and you can't wait to see them again. You think that's cute. You think it's sweet. You think it's showing your feminine side. It's not. Men need to chase, at least real men. Beta men, I don't know about them. I don't deal with beta men. But if you want a good guy, and I talk to high achievers here, if you want a solid man, a high value man, you yourself need to be a high value woman. And a high value woman does not chase men. But trust me, I've made this mistake. I have chased men, okay? I've been in my masculine energy. I did all of that. Didn't work out for me. When I learned this and I applied this, it was amazing how much attention and how much energy and how much pursuit I ended up getting because I understood the energies of the feminine and the masculine. So you need to know your value, you need to know your worth, and you need to let men pursue you. Now you might be saying, okay, well, what if I'm not meeting any men? Well, then go out and meet men. I'm not against dating apps. Yeah, I think you have to be very specific on them, but go out to where these men are. So the second thing is, to be chosen, you need to be seen. So go out to high-level events, to networking, to conferences, to wherever it is that these people, if they're at the golf club, go hang out at the golf club. Go do hobbies in places where these people are. You need to go out and meet people, go to dating events. I know it sounds potentially exhausting, but it ends up being a numbers game. And if you're not in the game, you can't win the game, right? If you're sitting on the side or not even in the arena, you're just not gonna win. So go to the places and let yourself be seen. Let it be known that you are available. The third thing is to have standards, but to not be so hyper specific and picky. And some people are going to disagree with that. That's fine. They're probably still single. But you definitely want to have non-negotiables. Those are very important. You want to have your values and your principles, and you want somebody that matches that. But if you're looking for the exact height that he is, to the centimeter, to the inch, you're looking for the exact eye color and the exact job that he does and the exact place that he lives, well, you might end up being single forever. And I see this especially when people are perfectionists and they're looking for the perfect thing, and any little issue they just leave and they go to find something better. That is such a trap, okay? You have to be realistic. Even with my partner and I, We were not 100% compatible on every single aspect and all of the things. Now we are highly compatible, but there were some areas where we needed to tweak. We needed to fine tune it. We needed to grow together. So you need to have those high standards and know what you want and know your non-negotiables, but also have some room for growth, because growing together is actually really special. I've heard so many women say, I need to have a man who's done all the work, who has the career, who has a perfect physique, okay, well, not everybody is there. That might be like less than 1% of 1% of the population, especially if then you want his hair color and this and the exact job and the exact placement. Is that really realistic? Maybe. And I'm not telling you to lower your standards, but I'm just saying you also want to have some room to be realistic and let it grow together, because when you and a person, like a bonsai tree or like my beautiful woven tree, when you weave together and grow together, it actually makes it so much more special because you've done that work together. You get to mold each other, and that is really beautiful. The next thing, and I have been saying this for years to all my girlfriends, to all my clients, especially the single ones, you need to hear this, okay? Trust me, I have brothers, I have male clients, I hear stories, I know the behind the scenes. Stop sleeping with men right away. Within the first day, date, week, month, too soon. Too soon. If you sleep with a man right away because you think that's going to make him feel something more for you or show him how much you care, or it's because the chemistry is amazing and it's just in the moment, you ruin everything. Maybe in a small percent of the population it could work, especially if you're dating a beta man, but an alpha man, a high value man, you think he's going to respect you if you sleep with him immediately? Do you even respect him if you're sleeping with him immediately? Don't try to trap men. Don't try to get them to fall in love with you through sleeping with them. That does the exact opposite, and trust me on this. Just look at your history. If this has happened over and over again and then they never call you, or things are going so great and then it just dies after you sleep together, that is why you need to have self-respect. It's not a game you're playing. It's not like I'm just holding out so he loves me. It's no, I value myself and I respect myself enough to wait until I truly know that this is the partner for me, that we truly have safety, that we're secure with each other, that we're grounded, that we're connected, that there's love there. I personally love the idea of waiting until marriage, and I know that's quite antiquated for a lot of us, and I'm not saying you have to do that, although I think it's a very beautiful Christian value, and I personally wish I would have done that. I wish that my husband would have been the only person like that. I think that's some of the most beautiful things that a person can wish for. But if you're hearing this, there is a true beauty to that. And if you're not into that, or you've already slept with people, just wait. Just wait. Get to know them. Know their heart. Know their values. Know their family. Know their friends. Know that they truly have you. Get in a fight first. Like, you really see a person when you get in a fight with them. Don't let that happen after you've slept together. Okay? Truly see them and know them. Because you are sacred. Your body is sacred. Your intimacy is sacred. And I know the liberal feminists are going to tell you otherwise. But if you're really honest with yourself, you know it doesn't feel good when you sleep with somebody too soon. So stop it. Okay? Stop it. The next thing, talking about feminism, is don't try to do it all. Don't try to be this super independent boss woman that pays all her own bills, does all her own stuff, lifts her own heavy boxes, does her directions, knows all the things. Where's there room for a man in that? A man needs to have a role. He needs to have a purpose in your life. And if you are Miss Boss Babe independent and you don't need a man, what do you need him for? A man needs to feel needed, desired, wanted, like he has a role. Again, maybe these beta men that let you pay for them, or that don't really need a role and they're kind of in their feminine. I'm not talking about those guys. I'm talking about masculine, high value men. And maybe this is going to trigger people. If you're a beta man watching this, level up, okay? Just level it up. Go do some sprints, eat some oysters, eat some beef liver, okay? Get your testosterone up. Level it up, brother. And if you're a woman who has been so hyper masculine, which I have been there, okay? I get it. I even lost my menstrual cycle for 7 years being hyper in my masculine. Also, I wasn't eating enough and highly stressed with some thyroid issues, but besides the point. If you're too in your masculine energy, one, the energy polarizes, so a masculine man isn't going to be attracted to that. Now, I'm not saying to be feeble. I'm not saying to be a weak, floppy fish. I do believe that a powerful man and a high-value man also wants a powerful, high-value woman, right? This whole new trend of the super subservient woman that just stays at home and does nothing but serve on her husband. I'm not into that. If that's the version of trad wife that, is being pushed right now, I'm not also into that. I think it's too much on the other side of the pendulum. But what I am saying is to have a feminine energy, to be in your heart, to bring a different energy to his life. Because if he's a masculine man and around other masculine men and working and doing his thing, he wants to come home to a woman that is soft, that needs him, that has space for him, that lets him pay for things, that lets him get the door, that lets him carry the heavy boxes. Even if you can't do it, like, I'm strong. I played rugby for 10 years. I'm 6 feet tall. I make my own money. I can pay my own bills. But I have my husband, and I allow him to do those things for me, because then it identifies our role. And when you have two people that have different roles, you actually come together beautifully. It doesn't mean you can't make money together, or you can't both cook, or both clean, or both work, or both raise your children. You can definitely do that. But there does need to be some polarity in your energies. Okay, so 2 more things. One of them kind of weaves into what we said, and the last one is really important. So this one is how you show up in the world. Do you show up with confidence? Do you show up with poise? Are you magnetic? Or are you showing up, and especially if you're showing up online, which is where a lot of us are meeting each other, are you showing up sloppy? Do you have pictures of you drunk? Do you look very promiscuous? Is your whole body on display for the world? Are you very, very opinionated in a super negative way? Right? Maybe you're showing all your body and acting a certain way online, and there are some men that are going to love that. And I wouldn't call them necessarily the beta men, but I would just call them the low-value men. If you are wanting to be with a high-value man, and you want to be a high-value woman, well, ask yourself, how am I showing up? How am I taking care of myself? How do I look? How am I speaking? How am I sharing myself with the world? What does my social media feed look like? What are the pictures online of me? Like, how do I walk into the world? Am I radiant, or am I closed off? Am I negative? Do I look a certain way that people aren't going to be attracted to? You want to think about this, how you're positioning yourself in the world. And the final thing, and this is a really important one, is being aware of the identity you have created around being a single woman. So many women have been single for so long that they kind of forget how to date, or they forget how to be flirty, they forget how to be in their feminine energy. Their magnetism has faded a little bit, and they have this identity of a single, strong, independent woman. And when you hold that identity has an energy to it. It has a blueprint. And when we go out into the world, people subconsciously feel that. If we're closed off and we have this identity, well, it's going to be really hard for people to want to even approach you. Another thing with the identity or the stories is that if you believe that men are dangerous, or if you believe that there are no good guys out there, and I hear this all the time, there are no good guys anymore. I literally know hundreds of amazing and single men. Honestly, I need to do dating events. I just need to do singles events because I know so many incredible person. Okay, maybe we're going to come back to this moment and be like, oh yeah, that's when I decided that I should do these dating events. But anyways, you have to get really clear on the stories that you're telling yourself and the beliefs that you're holding. Because if you have these stories, beliefs, and identity around being a single person, it's going to be really hard for your reality to reflect something different. So you have to, I do believe in visualizing and feeling and being open, like putting out the signal that you are open, you are ready to attract that person, and go out and talk to people, tell people about it. You don't have to be screaming it from the rooftops, I'm single and looking at all of it. You don't need to do that, but just make it known to people that you are available, Because especially now in today's day and age where people all have their headphones in and they're kind of like doing their own thing or on their phones, we're not having that same level of connection that we used to, and it is important that you go out and put yourself out there. Okay, so that was kind of a blend of what not to do and what to do. The last thing I want to say is that you deserve to be happy. You deserve to have an amazing relationship. You deserve to find that person, and you are going to, okay? You cannot let hopelessness or apathy take hold on you. You need to believe that you are meant for partnership, that your soulmate is there. There are so many women that I know personally that I've either coached or are good friends of mine that were almost ready to quit. And I had to tell them, like, keep going, you're gonna find them. And then literally weeks, days, or even months after their soulmate has come in, okay? I've seen it over and over and over and over again. And I do believe that there is some energetic work to be done there as well as the physical side. So with that all being said, make those shifts. Step into who you are becoming as a woman. If you are looking to attract any kind of partner, okay, well, that's easy. But if you're looking to attract a high value partner, you yourself get to recognize that you are a high value woman. And if you're not there yet, that's okay, because it doesn't really matter. Ask yourself, who are you becoming, and commit to becoming that high value, magnetic, attractive, radiant woman. And I promise you, the results that you're going to get are going to be incredible. I love you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Mwah.